I'm just pulling it out. I'm on mute for a while.
Hello, students. A very good evening to all of you. We will be starting very shortly, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Give us 5-10 minutes and we'll get started. Hi, students. Don't worry if you're not able to hear us. We have yet not started. We are just waiting for a few professor of yours to join. The minute they are there, we'll get started. In the meanwhile, just stay tuned. All the questions that you're posting in Q&A would be answered during the session, right? So don't worry, just stay there and we'll get started in 5 minutes.
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am? Ma'am, I
Yes, so we
think,
can, yes,
ma'am,
so we can hear you.
can anyone help me with the please number of the users in the call, please?
So currently we have, sir, I'm putting it in the chat. You can just have a look from there.
Sir. Ma'am, Sridevi garu, the only thing I would like to say is that I have the huge spike in the link, ma'am. Since the last 10 minutes, almost 18,000 are trying to access this link, ma'am. So that's why it's better to wait. If the number is very less, 1300 is very less, ma'am, I think.
Okay, so we can then wait.
Because in the last 15 minutes, 18,000 people tried to access this link, ma'am.
Oh, Gunjan, let's start.
Shri. So Shri, would Cheran sir would like to speak first. So could you please switch on your video so that I can put you on live? So am I audible to you? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. So Shri, should I start with you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's get started.
Okay, done. So
Dinesh, sir?
Ma'am, nothing from my side, ma'am. You can continue.
okay,
Thank you.
great. Done. So Shri, I'm putting you. So hey students, thanks for waiting for us. We are about to start. Before we start, a quick welcome to all the students who are logged in and to all the students who will be attending us. This session would be recorded. So once the session is over, you can go back and click on the same link to view the recording of this session. So this can become a reference to you, right? During the session, we'll take you through all the steps that you have to complete to move through the journey. We'll take you through all the details and the detailed walkthrough onto the platform also. Whenever you have a question, I'll request you to put it in the chat so that we can take up these questions towards the end and would respond to all the queries that you have, right? So with that, Shri, I'm putting you live and you can now talk to the students. Yes, over to you, Shri.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Gunjan, for setting up the context for everyone. Just kindly confirm if my screen is visible to everyone. Gunjan? Assuming it as to be an S, I am just proceeding. I
Yes,
would just
it's up.
Thanks. I would just like to, let you know what quadrants we are going to actually continue with the session. First is why emerging technologies are really required for all of you, and what is NASSCOM trying to do? What is the significance of internships and why virtual internships are very prevalent at this point in time? And then how Microsoft is actually helping you to get through this virtual internship and steps to register both for the Future Skills Prime platform and thereon, how do you get started with internship? So these will be the patterns in which we will go through the session today. And as Gunjan rightly said, put down all your questions in the Q&A chat and we will come back and try to respond to all your questions. Good afternoon once again, and let me just tell you a little, context of why future skills. Emerging technologies have become so prevalent and, they've become so horizontal in life, irrespective of what career option we pick up, what are we expected to do in future. We are all supposed to be learning something or the other about these emerging technologies. There was a research report which was published by NASSCOM in consultation with Boston and Consulting Group, which was trying to understand the future of work. While we did this research, the report called out that there are going to be 10 emerging technologies and 10 professional skills which will be in vogue in times to come. Obviously, it is very important for everybody to think what is the context, why these emerging technologies are relevant for Indian context. Today, we have the best demographic dividend. 65% of our population is below the age group of 35 years. What does that indicate? That indicates that we have more youth who can actually contribute towards the economic growth of the nation. And this is not going to be possible if we don't have the right kind of skill that the organizations are looking for. So it's very important that not just we benefit with the demographic dividend that we have, but then we should have the right kind of skills that these organizations are looking for. Another research report very clearly indicated that by 2030, India will be a nation who will contribute about 90 million people to the world's workforce. Again, driving back the same point that if we don't have the right kind of skills, then we will not be able to contribute that workforce to the world. The mission that today India is dreaming and India is working for is think digital, think India. Across the globe, if any nation is thinking for digital skills or digital skilled resources, we want them to think about India. And that's the reason why this conversation with all of you becomes very, very important and pertinent. Now, when we understood that there are these technologies and professional skills which are relevant, we went to our member firms, which are about 3,000 plus member firms, and we asked them, how is it that we can start skilling the nation? We are on that journey of transforming the nation's talent pool, and we are glad that Microsoft has joined hands with us to strengthen this talent pool that we are creating. All these, the 10 technologies and professional skills we have actually pulled up into a platform which is called as Future Skills Prime platform. This platform is now called as National Digital Skilling Platform. In this platform, you will have a lot of content to learn and also, go ahead with your hands-on experience. One such program is something that we will go ahead and do right now. This platform today has about 8,38,000 students across the country who are actually onboarded on the platform, and they're learning something or the other via this. It's now your turn to make your career beginning and transform your talent journey. On that note, futureskillsprime.in. This is the website. You can download it on your iOS mobile, on your the Android mobile as well, and it's also available on the website. Log on there, and then this is the registration process for you. So you will have to click on Future Skills Prime. You can paste this in your browser and you will land onto this page. This page is actually talking about how MITI, which is Ministry of Information Technology and Electronics, is empaneled along with us, NASSCOM and Future Skills Prime. So on this, you will find the details of what kind of demands are there for various technologies. All those things are available on this screen itself. Over here, if you're observing my cursor, you need to just click for sign up. Another option is all of you have received welcome emails from Future Skills Prime team. You can click there and activate your account. Once you have clicked here and done the sign up, this screen appears, which is asking you to log in with your email and password. The next step is you are expected to log in with your first name, your last name, your email ID, the same email ID that was used, and also click agree over here. Please don't put any random names over here because your name on the certificate will be picked up from here itself. Whatever you put over here will be the name that will appear on your certificate as well. So once you have keyed in your details over here and clicked I agree to the screen, once you've done this, you appear onto the next screen, which is talking about welcoming you to your verification email. You are expected to go back to the same email and activate your email account from there. The Future Skills Prime gets activated once you click on your email. So the mail appears like this. It will ask you to click confirm your email address. Please click confirm. You're expected to share some brief information about you, like your first name, last name, your email ID, your date of birth. These kind of informations will be asked. Kindly go through. This is year, month, and day format. Please pick up your sex, your city, and state as AP. And then let's proceed. Then it is going to ask you, what is your current occupation? You are all students, so kindly pick up student as your category. If any of you are faculty, please pick up employee as your definition here. And also education details, whatever you're studying, you can just key in those details over there. Once that is done, it will ask you to pick 3 learning areas of interest. It doesn't mean that you will only get to access that content. You can access all the 10 technologies and professional skills, but you will get alerts pertaining to those 3 technologies that you are choosing as learning interest over here. Moving on, once you have done, you have actually landed onto the main screen for the platform. And if in case you're stuck for anything, you can always ask Techie or the chatbot, which is available for your help. And then you can get started with your enrollment. On that note, I'll just pause for a minute and I will get the screen again for you. Just give me a minute. Here we go. This is the live screen that I'm showing you. While you come here, you will find the $1 trillion digital economy, the kind of jobs which are existing, what is the kind of demand that is existing. And here is that sign up window that we are talking about. And once you click there, you are actually inside the platform like this when you've completed the sign up process. Simple is you can check for Microsoft Internship over here, but I can actually take you to Microsoft Internship portal from here. You are part of Future Ready Interns internship portal. So you will be part of this group. So you click here and you have your details of the programs listed here. This is the virtual internship program. This has 5 different cards, and this is how you will be progressing in terms of completing the internship program. I will just try to, cover quickly what is the significance of internship and why virtual internship is very important. Internship is nothing but giving you an industry exposure and allowing you to implement whatever is your theoretical knowledge into a given scenario. During the COVID period, we have observed that everything, went off gear, and most of the people, or rather the entire world, was actually restricted to their living rooms. That's when, Dr. Anil Sahasrabuddhe, the chairman of AICTE, was actually in a conversation. And that's when he indicated that everything else can stop, but learning cannot stop. And that's where, we started working out on how do we ensure that students not just learn, but also implement that learning in a given scenario. Thanks to our partner Microsoft, which has actually helped us create and curate this wonderful virtual internship, profile for all of you. Series of 5, learning modules that you will complete, and then you are expected to submit your project. This details will be covered while I hand over the session to Gunjan. Now, during this virtual internship, you can always go back and refer the content multiple times, and you get to see how best you can actually implement whatever you're learning in these, problem statements which are assigned to you. There are industry mentorships sessions which are aligned for this, and industry evaluates what you are submitting as a project. When your project score actually meets the mandated requirements, that is when Microsoft will, issue the certificates to you. On that note, thank you so much for your patient hearing. I'll hand it over to Gunjan to tell us how to start this virtual internship program once the students have completed the registration process on the Future Skills Prime platform. Over to you, Gunjan.
Thanks, Shri, for taking us through the details. Thank you so much. Certain students have a question, Shri, which is a recurring question. So I'm just calling it out on behalf of the students. They are saying they have issues with or maybe errors. They're not able to find the email. They're not able to reactivate the email verification process, right? So is there an alias or something which they can write to if they have such issues, if they're encountering such issues on FSP?
So Soon after this, we will, after this session, we will ensure that all of you will get an email ID to which you can write. Otherwise, please reach out for support, which is actually available on the screen when you log in there. So even they can help you. Also, please check if in case the email has not come, also check your other folders, including the spam folder. Sometimes it might lie there. So please go ahead and activate it over there.
Thanks, thanks, Shri. So on that note, students, now you already know that how you have to get started, right? Now, once you are there and you have clicked on the Future Ready Talent card, now where do you land and how the journey would run from there, right? So I'm going to take you through all the steps one by one. I'll just first start by telling you, while Shri has already mentioned onto the benefits which is there from virtual internship. I'll also kind of give you a quick snapshot into what the program is, what are the eligibility criteria, what do you get out of the program, and then I'll take you to the platform also to show you that what are the steps that you have to do to get started and what are those important things that you have to do before to complete your internship, right? So before I start, a quick confirmation from all the students who are logged in. Is my screen visible to you and can you hear me clearly? A quick yes from all of you would do. Right, so if you're able to hear me and if you're able to see my screen, just type yes in the screen and I'll get a confirmation that you can see my screen and you can hear me clearly. Okay, Shri, on the behalf of students, would it be as okay? I'm you're able to hear me. Okay, great. I can see now students also responding as yes. Great. So I'll take up all your questions towards the end. So just keep posting all your questions into the chat. Don't worry, every question would be taken care. Just hear very patiently what I'm going to take you through. Keep a paper and a notepad and a pen with you and keep noting onto all these steps, right? First of all, what Future Ready Talent is, as Shri has mentioned, it's a virtual internship program, right? What is the advantage of a virtual internship program? Now, everybody has an opportunity to do the internship, which kind of takes you through the learning curve of learning the new technologies. And when I say new technologies, these are the in-demand skills which are too much being required by industry, right? So one, it gives you that flavor. Second, it also kind of helps you prepare for the kind of jobs that are available when you enter into the job market, right? So industry is looking for a certain talent, and to equip you with that talent, the curriculum which is being given in Future Ready Talent would help you prepare for that, right? And when we are preparing you for that, we'll also give you an alignment into how these technologies are currently being used by industries, right? And when you do that, at the side, you're also going to work onto a project which gives you a working experience in terms of saying that, hey, I know the application of these technologies that I have learned. So it's not in isolation that I know these technologies. I know how to use these technologies and create great solutions out of it, right? So I'm prepared as a student, I'm prepared to take care of all the business problems and all the things that would come as the use cases in front of me when I start working in, right? Since it's an internship program, completing this, you can also go back to your institute and you can claim academic credits against it because it kind of gives you that entire guardrails that is required to be called as an internship, right? So it has a dual benefit. One, you get an internship completion certificate. And second, when you complete the entire internship, you are also eligible to participate into career drives, right? So all the successful students completing this internship would be then receiving from us the job notifications from the recruiters where you will be able to even find a job for yourself, right? So you have to invest your efforts, you have to learn in this, you have to create great solutions so that you complete the internship and you move ahead and you are able to find a great job for yourself, right? On that note, there are three stages in this internship. So I'll take you through the platform also. But for you right now, there are three stages. The first stage is a learn stage where you have to go through a 190 hours of learning curriculum. You will get 80 days to complete this. And along with that, there will be certain industry videos that also we have created for you. So you have to consume and you have to go through all the curriculum that we have put for you and all the industry sessions that we have placed, right? Now, when you have started learning all this and when you have learned this, that's when you have to go and start working onto a project. So you have to think of a problem statement, you have to think of an opportunity area, a project idea for yourself, and you have to create a working solution. And that solution should use the technologies, the Azure technologies in it, right? So minimum of 2 Azure services that you would run through and learn through the program, you have to use them to create a solution, right? The minute your project is being approved by our mentors, at that point in time, we'll have other team that will get activated and would help you find a job for yourself, right? Across these stages, we have a team of mentors which you can then go. So whenever you are stuck at a point, there's a discussion board. You can go and you can type your query there, and the mentors from our team would help you respond to those queries, right? You have a support help desk. You can write your queries over there, and the team would help you with any technical difficulty that you're facing. Maybe you're not able to submit your project, you're not able to log into the system. Those kind of issues also can be helped by a support help desk, right? What do you get out of the entire program, right? So it's a 9-week program. You get total of 80 days from your day of registration. You can use the same ID with which you are registered on the Future Skill Prime platform. You can use a different email ID, up to you. It has to be an email ID which you frequently use and you have a password access to it so that whenever we send an email to you, you know that you have received a notification and you are aware of what is happening in the system, right? It's a total 190 hours of learning, so you can distribute your learning over these 80 days that we are giving to you to ensure that you're able to complete this in time, right? When I say 80 days is from the time you log into the system to the time when you finally have to submit your project and come out as a winner from the internship, right? Along with that, you also get access to hands-on lab. There's a lot of sandbox environments which are there. And to all the successful students, you'll get career support services, right? Also, as a part of the program, what we'll give you is every student will be given a GitHub Student Developer Pack. The GitHub Student Developer Pack actually helps you with $100 Azure credit, which you can use when you are creating your projects, right? So those credits you have to save with you and you have to use them when you will be finally building your project. Okay. If I quickly show you what all would be there in the curriculum, so it would be a mix of fundamentals as well as certain advanced courses that are there. You have to complete all these courses. These are all self-paced courses. So any point in time, let's say early in the morning, late in the night, during the day, your break time, you can go ahead, log into the system, and you can start learning these courses, right? Even industry sessions are the recorded sessions. So whenever you have a time, you can go ahead and you can consume these courses. Project submission is again, once you have a project ready, go ahead and upload. And I'm going to show you that what are the details that you have to submit into a project, right? Uh, this I've already covered, so I'm not going to cover onto this. Now, one exciting news for you, right? For all the students who are there, I've already told you that you get a student developer pack, which is of $100. Along with that, for all the students who are registered on Future Ready Talent through FSP, when you are coming in, you'll also get access to free Microsoft Fundamental certification, right? So when you are doing, let's say, Azure Fundamental course, you can also take up a Microsoft Global certification free of cost. And it's only for the students that this offer is being rolled out. So take as much advantage as you can of these additional benefits that are being given to you, right? When you complete your internship, every student will get a certificate like this. So you could see you have NASSCOM logo on that, you have Microsoft logo on that. It's being jointly signed by Microsoft and NASSCOM. with all the partners endorsing this certificate. You have a AICT logo also onto it, right? So it's a very, very good certificate which you can earn yourself along with the career drives, which I've already spoken about, and the academic credits that you get as a part of the program, right? So with this, now let me take you to the live platform. In the meanwhile, any questions that you have, put it in the chat. Shri, would you like to voice out certain questions that you're seeing that are frequently coming up from students? Then maybe I can answer those.
I am actually responding to those at this point
Okay,
in
great.
time. Yeah.
Great. Then I'll maybe take it up a little later. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, a quick confirmation, students, is my screen visible to everybody? And Shri, if you can respond on behalf of maybe the students.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Great. So this is the link. As when you click on the card which Shri has shown you, you will be redirected onto this page. If you're coming on this page for the first time, the thing which you have to do is you have to first sign up, right? If you're, let's say, in case already registered on Future Ready Talent, then you can just straight away go and you can log in with the credentials that you have with you, right? Let's say if you were registered back after, like in 3 months, 4 months before, and you have not done anything, you don't have to re-register yourself, log in using the same credentials, and you can start with your journey, right? For the students who are signing up for the first time, when you sign up, you would need details like your phone number and email ID. As I've told you, the email ID could be any of the email ID that you have, right? So it just takes you 2 minutes to create an account. And within 15 minutes, you would have your internship profile set up and you can go ahead and you can start with your internship, right? So I have an account with me. So I'm just using that to enter into the program, right? So let me click on sign in, right? So please do remember your password, write it somewhere, save it somewhere, because I'm sure you are logged into FSC, you would need a password there. Then you are logged on to Future Ready Talent. There's one more password. So either keep the password same or either write it handy somewhere so that you don't forget your password, right? So the minute your registration is complete, the first screen that you see is a orientation page, right? Orientation page is basically kind of filling your profile details. Once you have filled all your profile details that are being required and you have created all the logins that are need to be created to complete your internship, that's when self-learning, industry session, and project tab will open up for you, right? Majorly, there are 4 milestones that you have to cross. You have to first complete your orientation, then you have to complete your self-learning, followed by industry session, and then your project, right? Along with that, whenever you log in, you will see that there will be a project submission deadline that will be shown to you. Since I was logged in a long back, my current deadline is 15th of August, correct? Similarly, the minute you log in, the system will calculate that what is the project deadline date for you, and you'll be able to see that deadline, right? There's a link to the FRT guide. You can click on this guide. It kinds of downloads a visual guide to you, which explains you the entire process of what are the things that you have to do, what are the frequently asked questions. It has access to all those things, and you can go and you can take reference from this guide as well, right? Coming on to the orientation page, there are a few details that you have to submit. So first is your institute name, right? So whenever you are putting in your institute name, ensure that the name that you're putting in has to be exactly the way it's being printed on your ID cards, right? Don't use short forms, don't use anything else. Even the name that you're using in everything has to be correct, because these are the details that we fetch up to provide to the recruiters, and these are the details which are being also used to print your certificate, right? So whatever name you will type in, similar kind of details would pop up when we are going to share the details with your prospective recruiters and companies, and the same would also then pop up on the certificate that will be printed to you, right? After that, you have to provide the course. Course is basically which course you are there. So there's a drop down. You can select any of these drop down and you can select the relevant course. Specialization, let's say I'm a BE student and I'm doing my Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science. I can write my specialization at Computer Science, right? Program joining code is something where if your institute shares a code with you that this is what you have to use while enrolling into the program, you have to enter that code when you will be registering for the first time. Ensure you're putting the right code, because once you have added the code, you'll not be able to edit it, right? So while this is not a mandatory thing, but if there's a code that will be given to you, ensure that you join using that code, right? You don't have to do anything in the technology track. It would always remain Azure services. And here you have to upload a college ID card, right? Let's say if you don't have a college ID card, you have a provisional mark sheet, click a good picture of it and upload the file here. Once you have filled in all the details, that's when you have to go and click on submit. The minute you click on submit, it will give you a dialog box which will say that your details are being submitted successfully, right? So that's the first thing which you have to do, where you have to provide your details. Second is the internship profile details. So when you will be going through this internship, there are a lot of accounts that you would have to create to complete your internship, right? Like one thing which you need to have with you is you need to have a Future Skill Prime account, right? So you're already registered on Future Skill Prime. Come and just put in your email ID here. With whatever email ID you are registered on Future Skill Prime platform, you have to paste the same ID here, right? Since all your learning will happen on a platform which is a Microsoft Learn platform, what you also have to do is you have to create a Microsoft Learn account, right? Now, let's say, for example, you already have a Microsoft ID with you, which is like you have a Hotmail ID or you have a live.com ID. You can even use the same ID to create your Microsoft Learn account. If you don't have one, then you can create a Microsoft Learn account using a new ID that you can create, right? We have given you all the processes here. You can click on sign up. It will take you to the relevant screen. You can create an account and then come and give your details here of the Microsoft Learn profile details, right? So let's say if I click on find your Microsoft Learn profile details, it will tell you that how you have to fetch out that link and you have to give that link here, right? All these details are very important, has to be correct, because if you're not doing it in a right way, then we'll not be able to take out your details and will not be able to update your progress, right? Then you have to create a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn account is basically once you get through the internship, once you start learning, you should also ensure that the entire world knows that I have this particular skill with me, right? So create a LinkedIn account so that whenever you are skilled, whenever you gain a certification, you can go back on LinkedIn and you can say, hey, see, I've updated my skills. I'm a Microsoft Azure certified professional, right? So these are the details that you have to fill. So these are the two important things. The minute you fill all these details and click on update profile, the minute you do that, your self-learning, industry session and project tab will be activated, right? Until you have completed all the orientation details, you'll see that these three tabs will remain deactivated and you will not be able to access them, right? So if you're facing an issue that, hey, I've given all the details, still self-learning industry session and project is not opening up for me, the reason could be that maybe one or two details are missing and yet not being submitted, right? Now, I'm sure that whatever I'm telling you right now, you might forget that or you need a reference again to the thing which I'm saying in. So while you have a recording for that available, we have also given you a on-demand session here, right? So click on this. This is a YouTube video which will kind of take you through each and every step in very detail. That this is how you have to complete your orientation. This is how you can do your self-learning. This is how you can create your project. All those details are given on this on-demand session, right? So whenever you are in a doubt, you have a question, please come to on-demand session and have a look at this video, right? So this is done. Now, the minute you have done this, then comes the self-learning session, right? So you click on self-learning, you will see that you have a lot of content that is being given here. These are the courses that you have to complete. When you click on plus, it tells you that what is the name of the course. It tells you that what is the duration of this course. And it tells you that what are those units that you have to complete this course, right? So if I, let's say, click on any of these links, it directly takes me to the learning content. And then what I can do is that once I have access to learning content, I can start learning from there, right? It's all self-paced content given in a very bite-sized video. So it's not like once you have started, you have to go through the entire thing at once. You can keep learning. You can spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, depending on how much time you have with that, and you can keep completing this. The minute you complete this, you keep getting these XP points also. So whenever you complete this, you get these digital badges and trophies which get stored in your profile, right? You can share it on LinkedIn, you can share it on Facebook, you can share it on Twitter also, right? Once you've completed all the courses, we'll automatically check your details and we'll mark them as complete. Let's say if you have clicked on something and if you've completed that course, it will start showing as completed for you, right? And hence it becomes very important that the link that you're given in Microsoft Learn has to be 100% correct, right? Because if this link is not right, we'll not be able to check whether you have completed a course or not. Okay. So as per the time that you have, create a schedule for yourself that see how do you want to complete this internship, right? So let's say I started learning. At the same time, I also went on to the industry session and I start watching industry session as well, right? So it's not that you have to go sequentially. You are free to decide that what way do you want to take and what way you want to complete your internship, right? So let's say as a student, I decide that I'll do self-learning and industry session together. So maybe if I'm devoting 2 hours to this, 1.5 hour, I'll complete the courses that are being given to me. And another 30 minutes I'll give to the industry session. Now, what are industry session, right? So I'll tell you, now everybody talks about Azure, cloud, data and AI. I just recall one of the students was saying that, hey, is AI useful in healthcare? I'm sure everybody has questions like these are in our mind, right? I'm sure if you go through internet, if you scroll through Facebook, Instagram, and all this, you would have heard so many buzzwords happening around you, but you really sometimes is not able to figure out, hey, how does this happen, right? So what we have done is that we have picked out those specific examples to tell you that, hey, if you're learning about Azure, data and AI and rest of the things, how different industries are using it, right? And when I say industries, I don't mean to say that I'll pick up something from UK and US and start showing it to you. I'm saying how within India, different businesses are using it, right? And why are they using it? What difference has it made before they were using this and after they have started using it, right? So all those different examples, real life scenarios that we have presented in front of you, which you can go through and you'll be wowed by thinking that, hey, this is what the potential has of these technologies that we have, right? And that's why these are very in demand technologies. The minute you complete this, I'm sure industry would be more than happy to absorb you into their companies, because digital skills in data and AI, cloud are something which is most in demand, right? If you read newspapers, you would remember that there was one company who was even offering BMW bikes as a joining bonus to people, saying that, hey, come and join us, right? So there's a huge hunger for the talent, for the demand in these spaces, right? But you have to be really good in terms of understanding these technologies and using these technologies, right? So when it comes to using these technologies and applications, these videos are the ones that would help you, right? These are again videos, when you click on it, it will open up and you can consume it as per your convenience. What we have done is that we have given you an overview of Azure, and then we have picked up 4 major industries. So one is healthcare. Now health is focused for India as well as nation across have now started hugely focusing on healthcare. And after COVID, you know that how much focus has come onto this, right? Along with that, the earth and the sustainability initiatives, how education has been changed with cloud computing, right? And along with that, also how digitization and automation in healthcare is happening, right? So all these videos are available. You have a download presentation button as well. So you can download the presentation, you can refer it later. We have additional case studies that are being given, so you can go through them as well to gain more knowledge there, right? So self-learning is one thing where you get to know about the technologies. Industry session is where you get to know that how the technology is getting used in the real world outside, right? Now comes in the very important step, which is a project stage, right? So every student who has to complete the internship, they have to go through a project, right? Now, what happens in the project is that there's a project synopsis that you have to submit. Once you have submitted the synopsis, thereafter the project submission gets activated, right? How you have to create a project, what is required in a project, what is the eligibility criteria, how will I get evaluated, all those details are given in these sessions that you see here, right? So you click on any of these sessions, these will open up and you can go through the details of this, right? Let's say as a student, I have a question, how do I start creating my project? How do I identify a problem statement, right? So just go through these sessions and you will see that they're pretty good sessions, detailed session that would help you in very detail in terms of finding answers to all these questions, right? Now, what is project synopsis, right? So project synopsis is something where you have to give a brief idea onto what you're going to build, right? The only two things that we ask you to provide us and to adhere to is one, that whatever project you are creating, you have to ensure that it aligns to any one of the industry, right? So either it should align to earth, education, health, or lifestyle, okay, or my sustainability initiative, right? So let's say I'm creating an app which would predict that who are the people I have come in contact with in last 8 days, right? So it traces the number of people whom I have met, or maybe I'm creating an app which counts the number of steps I have taken in a day, right? Please don't create this because these are already existing solution. I'm just taking few examples. So if I'm creating something which will monitor my BP level, it's something which is aligned to health, right? If I'm creating a chatbot that helps me to identify which are the best colleges or which are the best companies to apply for a job who are working in AI space, then maybe it aligns to the education thing, right? So you have to think that whatever project you're picking up, to which industry it aligns to. After that, you have to give a project title. So what your project would be. Let's say it's a contact tracing app, right? Or it's a scanning app for projects, for code reviews, right? So you can think of a project title. What is the problem statement and opportunity that it is solving for? Give a little description about your project. And then what are the primary Azure technologies that you will use, right? So while this might sound a little intimidating for you right now, but when you start learning, you would know that what primary Azure technologies are there, what are the technologies that you can use, correct? And once you have done that, what you have to click is that you have to just submit the synopsis. Synopsis is the auto approval. The minute you have done the synopsis submission, the project submission tab will open, right? Also, don't worry, all the things that I'm telling you is being given in the videos, as well as there's a student evaluation criteria also, which is there, which kind of details out all the things that I'm telling you, right? What you have to build within each category, what has to be given, what is project synopsis, all that is being given here in the greater detail, right? So if at any point in time you're not able to remember what Gunjan said to us, you can come back and you can refer to these documents. Okay. Now, what happens in project submission? So in project submission, whatever project you create, you have to go and you have to host those solutions onto GitHub, right? Now, you might be thinking, I'm sure like some of the students would be aware of what GitHub is, but if you're not aware of what GitHub is, how it functions, how to host solutions onto GitHub, how to create my repository, all that, in self-learning, we have given you one full module which is only on GitHub, right? It's an open source software and it has a lot of students and developers who are enrolled into it, and they do a lot of great projects onto this, right? So there you can take reference of that particular module and you can learn about what GitHub is, right? So once you've submitted the project link and the project demo URL and you've clicked on submit, the team at the backend will evaluate your project, right? You would know in the student evaluation criteria that what is the team that they would check you on. So they'll see, hey, if you have given a description that you're creating an app to diagnose diabetes, But if your app is, let's say, a Ludo app, of course, your project will get rejected, right? So whatever you have written as a description, the project should be showing the same thing. Plus, it has to be a working solution. So if I click on the link, it should not that the link is not running in, right? And of course, because you're creating a solution around Azure, you'll need Azure credits. So you can get your Azure credits by claiming for student developer pack, right? So complete any one of the course, update your skills on LinkedIn and click on claim student developer pack, and we'll evaluate your details and we'll send you the student developer pack, right? So the minute you've completed all these 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, your project gets approved. We'll send you an email saying, hey, student, you have completed your internship. Please log into Project tab and download your certificate from there, right? And then you'll be able to download the certificate, which you can flaunt on LinkedIn. And plus, soon after that, our recruiting team will then get in touch with you and will start sending you the intimation about the job interviews that are being planned for you, right? So you have to invest your time, you have to invest effort, but I'm sure and I promise you that the kind of benefits that would come out of this, the kind of learning that you will receive from this is humongous, right? And you'll definitely see that transformation happening within you, correct? Now, I'm sure you must be thinking that, hey, everything is happening online, right? In a self-paced environment. What if I have a question somewhere? Whom would I go and talk to? Gunjan would not be there. She would not be there. Whom I can go and ask my question. So don't worry. We have a help desk. So anything related to the technical issue that you have, let's say you have not got your GitHub student developer pack, you're not able to click on a link, you can log in those issues on the help desk, right? Let's say if you have something related to what you're learning and you're not able to understand something, you can click on GitHub discussion forum. So if I click on this, I'll show you what opens up. You get to see a forum where all our students are logged in, plus our team of mentors are also there, right? So what you can do is the minute you have a question, please come and post your query here, right? Now, what would happen is the minute you post your query, there are there are mentors from our side who would be answering those questions. Plus, there are a lot of students also logged in here who are completing their internship or who have already completed their internship. They also help their fellow students, right? So while you have a mentor advice, you have your peers advice also coming in onto the question if you're facing one, right? So we kind of cover you from all the places to ensure that you are successful. And if you are stuck, we are there to help you through various modes that are available with us, right? One last thing which I'll quickly cover is that a lot of benefits that you get in, right? So I told you about the free certification voucher. Now, if I talk about the market price of this certification exam, it costs somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000, but it's free of cost for you. So go and take the certification. It's a global certification. So be you in India, be you in Japan, wherever you go, the certificate has the same amount of value, right? Along with that, you can also download free Microsoft official curriculum. It's a detailed courseware that is available to you. So let's say if you're learning Azure fundamentals, you can download an ebook also of the Azure fundamentals, which you can refer whenever you have a time. It's a digital copy that you get in, right? So, okay. And I'm sorry, I've kind of been just speaking, but I'll come to your questions. One last exciting thing for you, right? What we do to the students who have completed their internship, right? So all those students, the minute they give us their consent, we feature them on Hall of Fame page, right? Now, what is Hall of Fame page? I'll just quickly show you that. Let it get activated. The Hall of Fame page is where you get to see, people will get to see your name, people will get to see you from which college you are, along with how was your experience into the Future Ready Talent Program, right? So it's a place where everybody could see that these are the students who have already completed their internships, okay? And it's my internet speed, which is kind of causing some issue here. Let me reload the page. But I'm sure you would have got an idea that what actually this page does, right? So you could see all successful student gets featured here. It's a public page. So anybody who comes on the Future Ready Talent page and they click on Hall of Fame, they'll be able to see that which these students are, right? So with this, I'll just stop my monologue. I'm so sorry that I just went on and on, but let me come back and see what are the questions that I need to answer to. So just give me a sec and yeah.
I have identified a couple of questions for you, Gunjan, which I thought that a lot of them were actually asking.
Sure, please
Um,
go ahead.
Supposing they have, actually accessed the Microsoft internship card sometime earlier and they did not do anything after that.
Hmm.
And when does the 80-day period end for them? And if it has already expired, then what is it that they should do? This was a question some 3, 4 kids have actually asked.
Great. So in that case, see it the 80 days actually starts from the day of the registration. So let's say if you have registered somewhere in October, November, or December, probably your project deadline date has already passed. In that case, you can just write to us at support@futurereadytalent.in that, hey, I want to reinitiate my internship. Please give me an extension and we'll give you an extension of 80 days. Right? So please use the same details with which you were registered earlier onto the Future Ready Talent. It's just that you have to intimate us that you are starting now and we can activate your time and we'll give you another 80 days to complete your internship. Does that answer the question?
Yes.
Great. So again, summarizing, yes, you can repurpose the same email ID. If you've forgotten the password, retrieve your password using the forgot password option and then write a mail at support@futurereadytalent.in. I'm just putting it in the announcement section also so you can see that what is the email ID and we'll help you with the extension. It could be if you've just done it lately, you might not need extension. But for the people whom the deadline has passed, we'll go ahead and we'll extend it. Yes. What is the next question?
Looking for the others. In case they have forgotten the earlier email ID that they have used, what is it that they should do? I think ideally the response is create new one with
Yeah,
the current.
correct. Correct. Actually, before you shoot another question to me, there's one question, and I just want to put the expectation right. One student has written every student gets $100 for project. Okay, so students, you don't get $100, you get $100 as your credit, right? Which basically you can use to create your project. So we're not giving $100 as in money to you to do your project. It's the Azure credit that we are giving to you, which you can activate through a link which can be used to create your project. There's no monetary thing in this. Neither you will get paid anything or neither you have to pay us anything to be a part of this internship or being a part of this internship. Yeah, over to you, Shri.
This rest all, I think most of it is, Future Skills Prime related login
Okay.
related elements. I'll just cover that steps once again for you. Please use the same email ID which was shared with AppSheet team. And that is the email ID where you have got a welcome email from Future Skills Prime. You just click and activate by sharing some of your details. Your account will be activated. Another couple of students were actually asking, how do I find Microsoft internship program on that platform? 2 steps. One is simple. You can put, Future Ready Talent on the search bar. You will actually go there. Second is the group into which you are assigned. The only cards that you're able to see are the Microsoft internship related cards. So please go ahead and check. And if you are still not able to find anything there, there is a chat bot which will be of, help for you. One question to you, Gunjan, is let us say this session, if anything is there, they can revisit and get the questions clarified while they're pursuing the program. If there are any doubts, whom do they reach out to and what is the email ID that they should use?
Right. So I think in the last part I covered this. I'll again repeat for the students and let me come back to my page. So if you have any query related to what you are learning or when you are creating your project, GitHub discussion forum. So it's just when you scroll towards the end of the page, you'll see there's something called as GitHub discussion. Just come here and post your query, right? So if you're already logged into GitHub, you would have an account created. You can just come here and you can type your query over here and the team will pick up your query and they will respond to you, right? So this is related to what you are learning and when you are creating a project. Let's say if there's any technical issue that you're facing in anything because of the anything which is your link is not working or your student developer pack link that we have sent to you is not working or there's any other such issue, then you can write to the support desk. And when you click on this, it automatically opens up your configured inbox. You can just type the your issue and you can send it to them along with the correct screenshots, right? And I'll also post in the link here. So let me come back and I'm in the support announcement section. I'm writing it. It's support at futurereadytalent.in, right? So that's your support alias. Whenever you have a question, please go ahead and write to them.
Can I select any one of those 4 options, madam? That is someone is asking. I assume they are expected to pick all, but over to you.
Any one of the 4, the videos are we referring to?
I assume so.
Okay, so if I talk about industry video, okay, I think what they're saying is yes, when you are creating a project out of the 4 industries that are being shown in the drop down, you have to select any one, right? If that was the question. And also if the question was referring to whether I have to do all the 4 industry videos or whether I have to do one. So there are 2 that you have to do. One is a Azure overview, and then you can pick up any one of the industry video and you can do that, right? Those are 2 mandatory. If you wish to do all 5, you can do all 5. Will not stop you from doing that. But if I talk about mandatory, it's the Azure overview video, which is mandatory. And then along with that, any one of the industries. So you can either do healthcare, you can either do sustainability, or you can do edtech, or you can do the BFSI one.
Is there any certification provided for self-learning courses?
Yes. So I told you the Azure Fundamentals and AI Fundamental 2 courses that are being given in the self-learn. For those, you can take the certification exam for free, right? So I'll show you how you can even redeem that. So, okay, and the students who have asked this question, please type with a yes so that we know that your question is being answered, right? So you could see Azure Fundamental. When I click on this, it says, hey, looking to earn for a Microsoft certification for free of cost. Just click on claim here and it takes you to the relevant website where you will be able to then move through the steps to get the certification for free, right? So yes, we are sponsoring certification for the students who are currently enrolled into an academic institute, right? I'm not sure if I have in group certain people who are already passed out. If those students try and get this one, I'm like sorry, you would not be able to maybe redeem these ones. But yes, for the students who are enrolled into academic institutes, you can go ahead and you can redeem these ones.
There's
I
one
hope that
question.
answers. Yeah.
Yes, certainly. Someone is asking, ma'am, I would like to join DRDO. So could you please tell us what kind of technologies should we learn and what will be most useful? I will take that answer to respond. So see, if you want to get into organizations like DRDO, obviously the first thing is go and look out for what kind of work and projects that DRDO is currently working on. And basis that you will be able to understand the technology stack that you should adopt for that. But since I have personally been checking on the DRDO site for certain reasons, so I can recommend some of the programs, but I will leave the choice to you to go back and re-verify before you choose this. But 3, technologies which are very, very important for you will be artificial intelligence, cloud technologies, and then cybersecurity. The reason that, and also data analytics on the fourth side, I should also say data analytics, because for you to understand how the entire research equipments are actually done, and what are the processes which are implemented, you need to have analytics in place, you need to have artificial intelligence in place, you need to actually understand how to store these technologies and all of that. You will also be, delighted to understand that currently, cyber warfare related, projects are something that DRDO is currently working on, and there is a lot of emphasis on people with cybersecurity related knowledge coming in and working for DRDO. But of course, I don't know if you're in a second year or a third year or in a final year. As in how the time progresses, the requirements of these organizations also will be changing, and these are pretty dynamic in nature. My recommendation would be power pack your profile with all the ingredients, all the things which are really required for you to perform well. Add all of that and periodically do that, so that when you add everything at one go, it looks like a desperate attempt from people. But you do it at a staggered pace and you're doing it systematically one after the other. It demonstrates about your seriousness of taking up some career in that technology. I hope that answers. So accordingly, whichever year you are in, please prioritize the technology stack and proceed and learn, get certified. Thank you. Any more questions? I could see only these many.
Okay, I'm just
Okay,
going
can
to
I edit my name in my email? I have a different thing. I can't solve the problem. So your email ID can be anything, but your name, the first name, last name, the thing that you're giving should be appropriate. So please check on that as well. Over to you, Gunjan.
Right. So yes, name editing is possible in Future Ready Talent also, right? We don't pick up the name from what the email ID you have given. If it's what you type in, we pick up the name from there. So in case if by chance you have given the name incorrectly or something, then you can go ahead and you can edit your name by clicking on the profile, right? So yes, that's possible in Future Ready Talent also. Right, and that's why we say that when you are registering and finishing your orientation details, you have to be doubly sure in terms of what are the details that you are submitting, because once you have submitted and your certificate has been generated, we'll not be able to make changes there. Yeah, I think that is from my side. I'm also going through the chat to see if there are any more questions. Students, if you have any questions for me or Shri, you can go ahead and you can post in here. Dinesh, sir, if you have any questions, maybe on behalf of the faculties who are joined in, or maybe on the behalf of the student, or if you want to say something to the students.
Nothing, ma'am. I'm good. Let me check whether Chairman sir is in chair. If he's in the chair, I will ask him to have the few words.
Sure, sir. Somebody with the name Gangana Sai Shankar is saying the mobile browser is not supporting to the link. So Gangana, you can just mention like which link are you referring to? Are you referring to the link which we are logged on currently, or are you referring to the FSP or the FRT card? Students who already have an account either on FSP or FRT, I would say repurpose the same. Don't go and create a new one. But in case if you've forgotten which is the email ID you have used, then I'm sure like you have to go and you have to create a new one. I'm sure certain students are requesting us if we can do the session in Telugu, but just to kind of address to the broader base, we have done this in English. And students, to view the recording, you have to just, when the session is over, just go back to the same link which you have received. And when you click on that, you'll be able to see the session recording there.
For those who are having challenge that email verification is not being done, I have already alerted the platform team. By end of the day, everybody's email, if you have clicked and given all the details, I don't know if you have ticked off that box which is visible there. If it is not ticked, then email verification will not happen. So please go back, redo that, tick all the boxes and then submit it. By end of the day, everybody's email will be verified.
Okay, somebody has asked a question, where are the career drives available? So see, in Future Ready Talent Program, one of our partner is Monster. So the minute you complete your internship, the team will connect with you. They'll tell you that what are the next steps you have to follow so that you become the part of these career drives, right? So all these would be there on the Future Ready Talent platform only. But to avail all of them, you should ensure that you've completed your internship. Uh, okay, so one of the student has said that how to apply for internship. It is showing that I'm not eligible for it. See, any student who would be passing out in next 2 years, or if they have passed out in 2021 as well as 2024 graduates would be eligible for this. So I'm not sure when you say that it's saying I'm not eligible. Could you please confirm which year student you are, and then maybe we'll be able to help you. All the course content is online. So if you are logged on to the system, you click on the course, what is currently being shown on the screen, you click on that, it takes you onto the relevant page where you can go and consume the content. Yes, Satvik, it's a self-learning, right? And as you see, the tab also says it's self-learning. It's not only fundamental; it's a mix of fundamentals as well as advanced learning. Because when you go and apply for a job, it's always an added advantage for you that you know those skills that are being required to perform those tasks that are being given to you.
Yeah, and I saw one question, a student asking, can we start internship at any point in time, like next month? Our recommendation is this is a special cohort created for the state. You are expected to start it at the earliest. We understand that you have some examinations in progress right now. Exams are going to get over by end of this month, I'm given to understand. By 3rd or 4th of August, you should have started your journey and you should have started the registration. But to let us know whether you are interested in this internship or not, you should have completed at least your Future Skills Prime registration in another 48 hours. So you should, first step is complete your FSP onboarding and then come back and start the course by 3rd of August. From that date, you will have 80 days to learn, complete the program, and also submit the project. The industry mentors are aligned with the objective that they are going to help you while you're doing these projects. That will not be possible if you start it at your own pace. And if the timelines have crossed, you will not be able to get the internship certificate as well. So our recommendation is please try to start it at the earliest.
Correct. And there's one student who asked a very interesting question. One minute, let me see. While I've answered it for him, I wanted to answer it for the rest of the people also. Okay, so somebody has asked, I'm in BCom second year. Am I eligible for this internship? So you say BCom second year, it's a 3-year course. Yes, you are eligible for this internship. See, in terms of what discipline of study you come from, we are not restricting it, right? It's just which year you'll be passing out is something which defines the eligibility, right? So if you're a BCom second year, yes, you can enroll into the program. Okay, somebody's asking, can we request to extend the date? See, if it's a genuine case, there's something because of which you were not able to do it. We can look into that, but I think like 80 days is good enough for you to ensure that you are able to clear your internship. So I would always suggest that try and do in the timelines that are being given to you. But if there's something because of which it gets delayed, we can look into a case to case basis. So I'll not say that it's something which we'll do, but it all depends. Somebody saying how to change the first name and the last name. I think we've already answered this question. Somebody has asked me on which technology we have to do the project. It has to be Azure. Now within Azure, what are the Azure primary Azure technologies you want to pick up? It's you who have to decide. Somebody even asked a question that what projects will be allocated to us. So we're not going to allocate any project. You have to pick up your own problem statement and you have to create a project on your own, right? So we are not limiting you by saying that, hey, this is only what you have to do. Up to you, whichever thing you think is something which would make sense to you, you are more interested in, you think you see this as something around you which you would want to work on, you can pick that up and you can start working on it. Recordings, as I've already told you, the minute the session is over, you can come back and click on the same link and you'll be able to access. Somebody is saying project submission date to me showing as TBD, which I don't think can be possible. But still, if it's the case, then please write at support@futurereadytalent.in. Right, and the team will be able to help you with this. Okay, Dinesh sir, is sir here? Should I take him on the screen?
Yeah, yes, ma'am, I'm here, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Gunjan garu and Sridevi garu. As discussed, from AppJ side, I will try to close all the registrations on the Future Skills platform by the end of this week, ma'am.
Yes.
Done.
Right,
Thank you, sir. Any last words, sir, for the students? Any advice from your side? Anything that you would want to tell them?
It's nothing, ma'am. Anyhow, Chairman sir is going to host some other section to all the students who
Okay,
are going to start an internship from next month. So I will take care of it, ma'am.
sure, done.
Thanks,
Okay,
ma'am.
so on that note, thank you so much, sir. And thanks, Shri. And thank you, students, for joining and going through the entire long session. I'm sure you would have a lot of questions in your mind, but we are there. Go through the recording once more. You'll be able to get answers to all your questions. So all the best and make best advantage of this opportunity that you have in hand. Shri, any parting comments from your side?
Absolutely delighted to see all of you on this call, and thank you so much, students, for taking out your time joining over here. Some very relevant questions were asked by you. We want to see that all of you, you know, grab this opportunity and learn the best, come up with some innovative projects, do leverage on the extended support that is available for you. We are all here to make you more powerful, and through that you will be industry ready. So this is an initiative that we want to ensure that the entire state of Andhra will stand to benefit, and we want to see all of you completing your internships, and we will come back and celebrate along with you on your completion of your internship program. We are all a mail away. You can reach out to us at various support mails that are already shared with you. Any doubts, any concerns, please do feel free to write to those email IDs and you will get support. And do a sincere attempt and shine it for yourself. All the best, and we would like to come back and see how many of you are getting future ready so that we can tell the world that the talent pool is available over here. Thank you so much, everyone, once again.
Thank you all. Thanks, Shri. With this, we are going to end the session. Thank you, Dinesh, sir, for hosting us and
Thanks.
letting us interact with the students. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, a kind request from my side. Can you share this recording as soon as possible so that students are in this moment, right? Right now, I will share and ask them to converse the attendees to the registrations as soon as possible.
Sure, sir. We can do
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.